What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're getting back to work on the Burnout truck. So last time you guys saw me cut out the floor, make some engine mounts and get this engine situated. So today I'm planning on making a transmission cross member and mounting up the transfer case. But to do so, I'm going to go ahead and have to remove the original engine and trans. So I pretty much have everything disconnected and ready to go. So the plan is to jack up the front of this vehicle, unbolt the cross member, let that engine and trans fall to the ground, and then just try to drag it out from underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the time lapse so you guys can check out the process. We got the engine and trans removed. As you can see, there's plenty of space now underneath the seats for whatever use we need it for. But the main focus was on clearing up this area. So now that I have the additional clearance I need, I'll go ahead and remove this mock-up Turbo 350 trans, because the transmission we're using is actually a Turbo 400, so it's a little bit larger. But once I have this removed, I could go back in, trim these cross members that allow clearance for the transmission, install the transmission, and start working on the transmission mount. So let's go ahead and get to it. Well, I just got done installing the new transmission mount. I ended up designing it on CAD and then cutting it out on my plasma table. I ended up incorporating the existing cross members. That way it just ties into the body better to give it additional support, and also keeps it easy on myself instead of designing a whole new cross member. I'll go back in and clean up these cross members just to make them a little more appealing and not have any sharp edges. And then I'll probably add a lip to this mount just to stiffen it up some more. But now that that's done, I can actually move on to mounting the transfer case. So I got the transfer case suspended with some ratchet straps in the location of where I want it. So now I actually need to make some mounts. So the plan is, there's a pre-existing bracket on the transfer case, so I'm going to utilize that and make some plates that will bolt onto this frame rail. And then I'll have a tube that will be welded on, and I'll go across and bolt on to that bracket, and then I'll tie into the other frame rail. Then for the front, There's another mount off the transfer case. I'm going to build a tab that will tie into that front cross member, and I'll bolt into the location. So I'll have a nice sturdy mount in the front and rear. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. There you go, cross member is fully done. As you guys saw, I ended up making some plates, drilling some holes in the frames, installing some rib nuts, then bolting the plates in place. Then I took some 1¼ tubing, cut it to length, and drilled a hole and installed a bung and welded it in place. That way the cross member could be bolted up to this bracket. Then once this was bolted in place, I was able to go back and weld it. Really happy with the way it turned out. Wasn't able to finish that front bracket today. Reason is it's getting a little late and I'm actually going out of town this weekend. So I'll finish it off camera at a later time. This truck's getting really close to being finished. Next video, I'll start working on the motor, dressing it up, and working on the wiring to get this thing up and running. Then once it's running, we'll take it to the drive shaft shop to get some drive shafts made. And this thing will be ready to rip and do some burnouts. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a like, subscribe, share it with your friends. And as always, I appreciate you guys checking out these videos, and I'll see you next time.